Okay, let's make some rings. So I've made these rings. We have this one here. It's a little Nazar bead. So these beads are about 6mm. Nice little, simple little ring. This one has a little geode in. I haven't quite mastered this, but he's still quite cute. But that style needs working on. These, I'm going to show you how to make one of these today. And this one has a little crimp design. So let's show you how to make one of those. So I'm using 18 gauge wire and 6mm beads, but you can use any size wire. It just needs to be thick enough so that it's quite strong and not too floppy as a ring. And the beads you can use any size. So I'm going to do a purple glass crackle with crackle effect. So we're going to choose that bead. So you need about 1/2 meter of wire. And you need a mandrel with the sizes on. You can work out what size ring you want by measuring wrap a piece of string around your finger. So in fact I'm going to choose the red crackled glass. It just popped out to me. And then you pop the bead onto your wire halfway down the wire, and then get your mandrel and find the size you want your ring. I'm going to choose O and just wrap the wire around the mandrel. Bearing in mind this size, when you do the shoulders, will shrink the ring a little bit, so do it just a little bit bigger than you want it. And then wrap the ring around your mandrel and make sure it's all nice and flat around the back. And then just pop the wire down the side of the bead like so, and the same on the other side like this. And then when you're happy with the shape of the ring, it's time to do the shoulders. So make sure it's the 2 strands of metal are separated, they're not twisted, and then you can take it off the mandrel. And now we start to do the shoulders. And what we do here is we just wrap this wire on the side into the center of the ring. This bit's quite tricky, and you may need a pair of pliers just to pull it through whilst you're holding it. This bit is a bit tricky, so I'll just start that off. Pull the wire relatively tightly. Do the other side, and that's the same process. Just wrap the wire through the ring, and that will start your shoulders. So pull the shoulders nice and tight. This is a bit fiddly. the thicker the wire you have, the tougher it is to manipulate. So just play about with it until you get it where you want it to sit. It's not normally this difficult. I don't know why it's... Okay, so I normally like it a bit tighter than that, but it's quite a nice shape as it is. So you can play about with it, but it's not going to budge. So I'm going to leave it like that. It kind of gives it quite a nice shape. Sometimes wire just wants to go the way it wants to go, so you have to be a bit flexible. Mistakes can always be made to look like it was meant to be. So yeah, it's actually quite a nice design. So I normally go in a little bit tighter, but it's actually not bad a design. I think this one had its own mind as well. So I normally go around the shoulders about 3 times. And squeeze it in a bit. So we go round again. And then on the 3rd wrap around, it's normally where I snip it off. And this one. So I'm going to go around one more time. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And this one as well. So push it through the centre of the ring and wrap it round. Okay, you can pop it onto, if you've got a mandrel that is smooth, you can pop it on, or you can use anything. You can use a big marker pen or anything that gives you the ring shape. It doesn't have to be a mandrel. You can use a bottleneck, anything that will help you keep the shape in the ring. So I've just pop that on there just to straighten it out, give it a good shape. And once you're happy with your shape, okay, and we can then snip off the ends. Now this is a tricky part because you don't want it to snag anyone, so with your wire cutters you want to snip as close to the top of the ring as you can. Snip that off, and then I'm probably, because if you're over the edge it will snag, and we don't want to snag anyone, and so we push that end as tight as it will go the top of the ring. push really tight, and then make sure there's no snag. If you can feel the end of the wire, just go in and you can squeeze it together, flatten it down, and that's perfect. And then the other side, snip off as close to the top as you can so it doesn't hang over the edge. And that's hanging a bit, that has a little bit of an overhang, so I'm just going to snip a bit more of that. And then we squeeze that in. If you're losing your shape a bit, you can squeeze it together and flatten that end. And when you're happy that it's all smooth, no sharp edges are sticking out, flatten it. You can pop it back on your mandrel, because when you're working with it, it can misshape, and straightening it out, I just roll it around a bit, strengthen it out, and there you have your ring. Very simple. You can make lots of these in one sitting, and they always look good on your craft store, and people snap them up. They're very lovely. They look like they're real silver. This is non-tarnished copper silver plated wire, and just perfect for making rings. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video and you enjoy making your own wire wrapped jewellery. Thanks for watching.